It's goal number 3 for Celtic. 8 minutes left to go. The corner for Celtic. Flicked on and McAvenny. Celtic have broken it 32 minutes into the game. Frank McAvenny. Hamilton trying to build up, but they've lost the ball again. Here's Paul Martin and McAvenny again pouncing. He's made it 2-0. A mistake by Paul Martin, and McAvenny was there to finish it off. They stay with the corner. And Stark coming in from the back. It's goal number 3 for Celtic. Billy Stark scored twice at Pittodrie on Wednesday, and he's done it again today. Away by Martin. This is Roy Aitken. Tommy Burns outside him. Aitken has made the run forward. Penalty. Late tackle by Willie Jameson. And Frank McAvenny makes it 4-0. That's his hat-trick. Hamilton trying to get something going, but McStay's there to intercept once again. And Mark McGee bringing it down well. McGee makes it 5. Nothing going right for Hamilton today. Here's Joe Miller. Made a 40-yard run, and McGee supporting him. He's done it again. Mark McGee's second goal inside a minute. Paul McStay. Again supported by Miller. Aitken going out to the left side. Archdeacon did well to keep it in play. Can he get the cross in? Ferguson with a punch away. Now Chris Morris, can he deliver the cross? There's Joe Miller. Hamilton 0, Celtic 7. Well, Hamilton would at least like to score a consolation goal in the final few minutes. Archdeacon. Again finding McStay free. Mark McGee wide to the right. Morris on the overlap. Aitken and McGee.
Another free kick, and you can see how well McGee troubles the defence by turning quickly like that. There he is, ex-Aberdonian, ex-Hamburg. And it's all pushing and shoveling in there just now, isn't it? Oh, that's an own goal! Terry Butcher. An own goal by Rangers captain. He was trying to clear that for a corner, and now it's 1-0 on Rangers. Try and find McCarthy again, and Ferguson, none too sure of himself, and here's Tommy Burns. Lofting it in. Mark McGee turning on it. Oh, he's got it through! Mark McGee scoring for Celtic. That makes it 2-1. With the Rangers defence standing stranded, and the pressure has paid off. There it was, Burns in there. Now watch the number of Celtic players on the right there, and how he got it through the crowded bodies. Nicely fed out there by Aitken. McGee over there, and that's the third one. Stop. Billy Stark gets Celtic's third goal. That was delightful play by Celtic. It was a very tight Rangers defence, and then it came to Stark, and it was an in-off. I think it came off Brown eventually, Celtic supporters really rejoicing. Wrong side of McAvenny. Is he there? He is. One nothing. And he really punished them for not being able to make up their minds. Celtic's deadliest striker, carving his way through the defence. They hesitated, and he prods it in viciously. And it goes towards Roy Aitken, trying to go around the outside. All Celtic at the moment. Well, Duncan was none too sure of that. And then well, that must be a goal. Mark McGee. I wonder if he's ever had an easier chance than that. I make it 18 minutes gone and watch this. This is a dreadful blunder. The goalkeeper's been looking a little bit nervous. And all he does is get a little basketball push down to Mark McGee, who I think used the studs to push that over. Tries to touch it to the side. There's Paul McStay. That's a goal. Brilliantly conceived and finished. That's about 12 minutes to half-time now. This was never an easy chance. It was a very narrow angle indeed, but the strength and direction, even though the goalkeeper got a hand to it, was far too much, and it went. Well, Motherwell really being punished severely for the miss of that penalty. Tommy Burns playing in that deeper position now with Anton Rogan off. That's a very useful ball by McCarthy. McGee to Archdeacon. McGee. Oof. And it's in McAvenny. That is how sharp he is. That quick rebound. Well, the reflexes were quite astonishing here. Look at the way that came out and then bang, and it went. David McPherson will be keeping his eye not just on McGee, but Billy Stark, Roy Aitken and Mick McCarthy. Is it in? It's the goal, I think. Billy Stark, the ball went over the line, and Stark is getting the credit. 20 minutes gone, 1-0 to Celtic. Now, let's watch this again. Watch Stark in the background. Down it went, and there it was hooked round and in, and Celtic, to the delight of McAvenny in the middle of the picture there, go 1-up. Whittaker just got there, Roy Aitken. No offside. It's a goal. McGee. 2-1. 6 minutes to half-time. And the Hearts defence caught absolutely flat. They may have looked momentarily across to the linesman, but McGee certainly did not. He had only eyes in the corner of the net. McCarthy. McAvenny will not give up on that. He has it. There's a brilliant goal. Celtic conviction did that. 3-2. He refused to give up. And as it went to the goal line, so Mark McGee came up and puts it away, 3-2. McAvenny again, and there's Billy Stark with it. It's a goal. And once again, McAvenny, the architect of it. We're in stoppage time. There he was on the far side. A little speculative, that cross, but it paid off from Billy Stark.
Desperate for victory today. Tommy Burns. Mike McGee has made the run down the right and breezing past the Hamilton defence. Walker! It's 1-0 for Celtic and Andy Walker on target for the first time in many weeks. Mark McGee managing to get past Paul Martin, and the cross was inch perfect for Andy Walker, who was unmarked. 1-0 for Celtic. Napier. Intercepted by McCarthy. And McGee turning Martin inside out. Walker laying it off to Miller. He scored! Joe Miller makes it 2-0. The ball seemed to go through Alan Ruff's legs. Mark McGee drawing it past all the Hamilton defenders. Walker made the final pass, and Joe Miller with the shot through Alan Ruff.
David Winnie over exuberant. That's a stupid sort of free kick to give from an area like that.
And there it is, yes. It was bound to come. Morris. Of all the people getting in there, I wasn't expecting Morris. But he's so enthusiastic, gets away from his cover. And the long-awaited and expected goal has come after 16 minutes. That's not a bad ball as Rogan finds it difficult to pick up again. Oh, he's impeded. Oh, really. And McDowell. Penalty kick. That was suicide by McDowell. McDowell, who's not really had a very good game, had plenty of time to put the ball back to the goalkeeper. Opted to try to beat his man. I thought that was a free kick initially. And then watch this. All the time in the world just to slip it back like that. Then gets caught. And that was a penalty kick. Just on the half-ball mark. Well, Lesbridge has had a miserable afternoon so far. Now, Walker normally dispatches these well. And does again. 2-0. Well, little doubt about where that was whistling in, but if I were the St Mirren management, I'd be preparing a long address to McDowell.
Now Chris Morris, the fullback, likes to attack. Finding Joe Miller. Morris with a cross. Paul McStay brought it down beautifully. And McGee might score, he does. That's a great start for Celtic, only 2 minutes gone. Chris Morris with a pass to McStay. That's great control. And McGee was open, totally unmarked. 1-0. McGee getting past Milne and Ray. And the cross towards Walker. McStay might knock it in, he does. And Celtic back in the lead. Hibs defence couldn't survive that onslaught. Gordon Ray. Intercepted by Morris. And here's Mark McGee again. The cross to Walker. 3-1 for Celtic. And that could wrap it up. Mark McGee again breezing down the left. And where was the cover? Andy Walker was able to knock it in.
Dumbarton support thought they were on the verge of a cup upset, and with thoughts of a midweek replay, suddenly the Dumbarton defence was all at sea and the deadlock was broken. With 11 minutes to go, Boyd Strachan managed to keep out one attempt from Mark McGee, but was helpless as Andy Walker moved in. 1-0 for Celtic. Joe Miller, still suffering, was stretchered off, but heartened by their goal, Celtic kept up the pace. By now the Suns were tiring and looking vulnerable, and with 5 minutes to go, skipper of the day Tommy Burns got past Pat Kearney, giving Celtic their second. And ensuring Celtic a place in tomorrow's fourth round draw.
Burns with a lot of space on the left for Celtic. He's taking on Steve Frail. This is Grant looking for Rogan. There's the cross towards Mark McGee, and Geddes getting it away. McGee towards Walker. Celtic have broken through. And Morris away by McCarthy. Morris looking there for Paul McStay, who's wide open. Oh, great flick by McStay over the head of Shannon. And McStay with a shot, he scored! What a goal by Paul McStay. McStay on the outside of Shannon, then he just flicks it over his head to get infield. The turn and the shot, 2-0. Here's Burns again. And to his outside is Billy Stark. Stark's chip towards McCarrison, he scores! Dougal McCarrison, the substitute, wraps it up for Celtic. And certainly not the start Gordon Wallace wanted.
McPherson playing it away from McGee for yet another corner kick. And Celtic now putting some pressure on. Perhaps may live to regret not taking advantage of the territorial advantage in the first half. Stark couldn't reach it. There's McGee trying to go all the way himself. Brilliant play from Mark McGee. Brings Billy McNeil to his feet, and the Celtic fans celebrate in style. Well, this was vintage Mark McGee. The corner kick from McStay was too high for McCarthy and for Stark. Now just look at this play from Mark McGee. Crowded penalty area, sidestepping Alan McLaren, then running through the Arse defence to slant the ball into the far corner. Here goes Mark McGee. Celtic are ahead. There's the heartbreaker again from Mark McGee. 17 minutes into the first half. Creating the simplest fashion by Mick McCarthy's powerful header. McGee in behind the defence. Smith couldn't get there quickly enough. And deadly finishing once again by Mark McGee. Of that one-goal lead can be more patient in the build-up. Really is a crucial lead, that. There's the man who provided it, Mark McGee, and that's the penalty kick. McPherson's tackle has been David Syme's element. And there's going to be trouble here for a half player, I think, of the Cent. Well, it was a very simple-looking incident, this. McGee trying to turn at the edge of the box, taken from the back there by McPherson, who appeared to catch him there in that challenge. And the Hearts players thought it was a stumble by McGee. Referee Syme thought otherwise. And Dave McPherson has now been booked. Celtic have a marvellous opportunity to make it two. There's Alec MacDonald on his feet. Eamon Bannon having a chat with Henry Smith. Ian Ferguson will do so also. The referee waving Ferguson away, and Roy Aitken, the skipper, will take the penalty. His first of this season, and a vital one at that. It's Aiken against Henry Smith. 2-0 to Celtic. 8 minutes from half-time. A smile on the face of the Celtic captain, Roy Aiken, tells all. Not too convincing. But under the body of Henry Smith, and hitting enough power to make it 2-0 to Celtic.
It's just full. Now Paul McStay. Stop. And that's it. McGee. A very difficult chance to take. Minutes of the first half left. Now watch this, extremely difficult, and he slid in and hammered it past Billy Thompson. Great.
Connor launches another big kick. Fulton headed it on, and a mistake in the middle here, and Liverpool in trouble. And they just backed away, and Celtic have taken the lead. Mark McGee couldn't believe his luck. It was as though Liverpool were waiting for an offside flag or something, but it never came. And they just backed away and left him to virtually walk the ball into the net. Big spaces, certainly in the Liverpool back four. Most unusual for them, it goes without saying. And McGee said, well, I'll get on with it, and he did. And with 12 minutes of the game gone, McGee has given Celtic a one-goal lead. Dennis Law.
Incredible, really, because it was a hopeful ball played down the middle there, and really, in a way, it was the bounce. It bounced very, very hard, high indeed over Gillespie's head, and there was McGee with a tremendous shot. I mean, it was no way that it was offsides whatsoever.
And there's the final whistle. So for the third time, the Dubai Cup ends all level at the end of 90 minutes. The game will now be decided by a penalty shootout, 5 penalties to each side, and as you can see, the first one will be taken by Celtic by Mick McCarthy, who's had an outstanding game, and facing him in the Liverpool goal is Bruce Grobbelaar. Oh dear, what a very unhappy start for Celtic. McCarthy blasts his penalty high and wide and not at all handsome. And straight away now Celtic are under pressure. And as it happened, Grobbelaar went the wrong way as well, but a poor penalty. How ironic, because he played so well in the 90 minutes. So John Aldridge steps up to the spot. Liverpool's first choice penalty taker, of course. Pat Bonner will face him. Celtic having already missed. And Aldridge gives Liverpool the lead from the spot. He can. You don't get any extra goals for it, but he also sent Bonner the wrong way. 1-0 to Liverpool from the spot. Aldridge collects his second goal here in Dubai. And a satisfied smile as Aldridge makes it 1-0 on penalty. So Grant steps up to take the second Celtic penalty, and he beats Grobbelaar. So Celtic get themselves back in contention, of course. That side-footed kick by Peter Grant, but remember, although it's 1-1, they are behind, so to speak, because Liverpool's second penalty to come now. But at least Celtic are still in the hunt with that kick. Peter Beardsley steps up to the spot. He scored a few in his time in First Division fixtures for Liverpool from penalties. Can he do so again? He can. That's 2-1 to Liverpool. Peter Beardsley, calm as you like, kicking out the corner of the net. Bonner went the right way but couldn't get there. So Beardsley makes it 2-1 to Liverpool. And Now it's the turn of Coyne, Tommy Coyne, Celtic £500,000 signing to try and beat Bruce Grobbelaar from the spot. Which he does. A nice one by Coyne. So it's 2-2. And again, the goalkeeper's not guessing that well at the moment. And of course it is all about guessing, really, because you've just got to try and play a hunch. Steve McMahon, the next Liverpool man. Oh, and he's missed it. So that really does even things up, and that makes it very interesting indeed. McMahon misses. And so it's 2-2. Connor will be the first to admit it wasn't the best penalty, and he was given every chance of saving it. Hit straight at him, really, although he dived the right way. That was important. 2-2 on penalties then. Walker, the next Celtic player, to try his hand from the spot. And in fact, it would, of course, if he nets, place Celtic in front. And he has. That's 3-2 to Celtic. Very confidently struck. Walker, of course, coming on as a late substitute. They couldn't have allowed him to take one if he hadn't been on the field at the end of 90 minutes. So that was good work from the bench to get him on. 3-2. Steve Staunton. As I was saying, I hope he's not superstitious. He's wearing 13, he's got to take a penalty. Well, maybe he will be superstitious now. It hit the foot of the post and bounced away, and Celtic are leading 3-2 on penalties. So if the next one goes in from Celtic, they win. Stark will be the man who will take the vital kick, as we see Staunton's effort hitting the foot of the post. Celtic lead 3-2 on penalties, and if Stark scores this one, then Celtic will win the Dubai Cup. Grobbelaar knows that only too well. Well, a little bit of nervous psychological moment for Stark as he had to respot the ball. Billy Stark faces Bruce Grobbelaar to try and give Celtic victory. And he's done so! Billy Stark makes it 4-2 on penalties. And that sweetly struck shot into the corner. Grobbelaar was close, but not close enough. Means that Celtic have won the Dubai Champions Cup, and with it the unofficial title of Champions of Great Britain. So the players celebrate. So Mark McGee, the acting skipper of Celtic, leads his team up to the rostrum where they will receive the Dubai Champions Cup, reversing the result in 1986 when they lost to Liverpool here on penalties. And some may call it a friendly, but it's a piece of silverware nonetheless. And when it's gained by beating Liverpool, it has more significance and importance than usual. Victory for Celtic then. And after the break, we'll be going to Edinburgh for ice hockey, the final of the...
Cross to ensure the corner kick's taken quickly. McCarthy's in the box. There's McCarthy! 3 minutes gone. Celtic take the lead, and it's Mick McCarthy's first goal of the season.
Well, what a goal to get. The marking was poor as far as the Hibs are concerned. There's Big McCarthy powering in there, and a super header. Well, what a start for Celtic.
So there's the header again by McCarthy. It was Keith Houchin who was entrusted with the task of marking McCarthy, and that really was interesting for Hibs to leave a forward with that particular chore inside their own box. But what a lift for Celtic right at the start of the match, and Hibs, of course, facing that major early setback. It's Tommy Burns now for Celtic. Walker coming off his mark, a great running by Fulton. He's lost Paul Kane. There's McGee and Miller. Mark McGee for Celtic. Hibs are ripped apart again. And a crucial role here played by Steve Fulton.
Well, what a superb ball by Walker in the first place. It released Fulton down the left-hand side. Good running by the youngster. And then again this ball played into the box low. There was the first effort. And it ran for McGee, who smashed it into the roof of the net. But you know, well-manufactured goal by Celtic.
Well, Steve Fulton will have enjoyed that thoroughly. There's no doubt about that. It broke kindly for Mark McGee, it must be said, inside the 6-yard box, but he doesn't need too many looks at the ball. Fulton getting away from Kane. Great play from the youngster. Here's Andy Walker. 27 minutes gone. Tommy Craig comes out to celebrate, and it's shaping to be a rout. Steve Fulton is the creator once again.
Again, lovely skill by the youngster. Turns the ball well, beautifully inside Kane. Again, the little cutback. He'd spotted that Walker was there, and that's a lovely goal. That was a little side put in the corner. You know, good strikers score goals like that.
Beautifully placed this by Andy Walker, but look at the skill again of young Steve Fulton. He's away from Paul Kane, looks up, measures the pass for Walker, he slides that beyond Andy Golan. That's taken to Morris. There's Aiken. Morris again. Put across by McGee, and then it's turned in by Miller. Well, the pressure was surely bound to tell. 1 hour of the match gone. Joe Miller's goal, his 8th of the season, coming from the short corner. Work between Aiken and Morris. Back heel to Aiken. Aiken waiting for Morris to take up position outside him again. As you look at the part played by Mark McGee, helping it on. And there was Miller with the simplest of chances. To take on Aiken. The Celtic captain wins it, but concedes the throw. Well, no, indeed, it's a Celtic throw, taken quickly. Here's Peter Grant. That's intended for Joe Miller, a great interception by Goff. Stevens in trouble, there's Joe Miller! 4 minutes from half-time. Celebrations begin on the Celtic bench. A dreadful error by Gary Stevens, and Joe Miller puts Celtic ahead. No problem there, it would appear, for Gary Stevens, and Miller wasted no time filling that behind Chris Woods. Oh, what a disaster for Gary Stevens.
Is that not the second time in the game that he's given a bad back pass, Gary Stevens? That was dreadful, wasn't it? I mean, the ball just stuck on the grass here and set up for Joe Miller to slot in. A terrible mistake.
Well, Gary Stevens will have to overcome that. What a terrible error to make in defence in a cup final. So a discussion between McStay and Aiken about this free kick. Well, that was clearly deliberate also. That allows Celtic to regroup on the halfway line, waiting for this final whistle. We've had a minute of time added on. This word has been handed up that Joe Miller wins the Man of the Match award. The referee checking his watch, the Celtic fans whistling for time up. There's McStay, tackled firmly by Souness, but it's still Paul McStay going forward. Here's Joe Miller, the Mr. Superfit of the cup final. And just with that, he shows how tired he's become, tripping over the ball. And there goes the final whistle. Celtic have won the cup. Billy McNeil hugs Penny Rooney in delight. The treble hopes of Rangers are dashed. Celtic have won the cup for the second year in a row. Jim White has Billy McNeil.
Billy McNeil, Celtic, you've regained the cup. What a match it was, what a struggle.
Well, it was never a classic, Jim, but obviously right to this particular minute, that doesn't matter. It wasn't the most classical game we've seen. We defended well when we had to, and we scored the goal that was important. So there you go.
How much satisfaction, Billy, does it give you now that you've ruined Rangers' treble hopes?
Well, I'm not really concerned about that, Jim. I'm more concerned our fans have won something, the team's won something. We've went to the European Cup Winners' Cup as cup winner, and that was what was important. We had to work hard to do it, we've achieved it.
Which of your own players would you single out, Billy?
Well, I think the back four played well throughout, and I've obviously got to say that McCarthy and Derek White were tremendous in the heart of our defence, because they put a lot of pressure on with high balls, not particularly skillful, but a lot of high balls, and those two dealt with them well.
Did you think it was always going to take a mistake to lead to a goal?
Well, you've always got to be alert for a mistake. We always felt we might pressurise them into making one, and little Joe finished off magnificently.
Billy, congratulations, back to Jock Brown.
Thanks very much, John.
Delighted Billy McNeill with Jim White, that the Celtic celebrations go on, and Rangers, it must be said, are showing great sportsmanship as they shake the hands of the Celtic players. And the news from Wembley is that Everton have equalised right at the death, as Liverpool won, Everton won at Wembley, but here at Hampden Park, it's Celtic who have won the cup for the 29th time in their history. They won by 1 goal to nil. Graham Souness has taken that very well indeed, I have to say. He's gone round the Celtic players with a handshake. They'll be very disappointed indeed that the treble has not been achieved. And there's the Celtic reaction to their historic victory. So there's Ian Durrant rather, who's gone onto the field with the Rangers players on these crutches. Ian Durrant joining the Rangers players, saluting their own supporters at the moment. What an emotional setting it is. There's Billy McNeill shaking hands with officials. Lex Bailey, who wasn't involved in the final, one of the standby players, shaking his manager's hand. So Celtic, whose recent cup record has been so much better than Rangers, enjoying this occasion once again. The 104th cup final, the 13th Old Firm Cup final. The Celtic now winning 7 of them to Rangers 5, with 1 cup being withheld in 1909 because of crowd trouble. Happily none of that this afternoon. So the Celtic fans reacting to the cameras as you would expect. It's extra time now at Wembley, but there's no need for that thanks to Joe Miller here at Hampden. Disappointment for these Rangers players. Terry Butcher always takes defeat to heart. Richard Gough also giving him a few consoling words. Terry Butcher losing his first ever major final. He's won 2 Skull Cup finals and a UEFA Cup for Ipswich Town. But it's the Celtic fans who can savour the moment. Paul McStay, who was such a vital influence in midfield, has removed his boots for the moment. Presentations will commence very shortly, but the Celtic players milking the reaction of their fans. The cup waiting there with the SFA Secretary Ernie Walker. The green and white ribbons have already been put in position. Tommy Craig with Mark McGee, who didn't find the net on his birthday, but he'll remember his 32nd birthday for the rest of his life, you can be sure of that. His 4th cup winners medal. 3 for Aberdeen, 1 here for Celtic this afternoon. He was involved last year too, was on the bench last year for Celtic. Well, this Rangers players trooping up to take their runners-up medals. Ali McCoy's head hanging, very upset indeed. So keen to win his first Scottish Cup medal. John Brown and Graham Souness bringing up the rear. And here's Terry Butcher. Well, this is not the way he expected to be coming up. The medals presented by the wife of Ernie Walker, Mrs. Anne Walker. The SFA is secretly getting the honour of having his wife present these medals and the Scottish Cup because of his last ever Scottish Cup as secretary. With the Rangers players trooping through, their faces tell the story. They've lost the cup final. It's clear from all these bitterly disappointed faces. There's no question of them providing tremendous effort. But on the day it wasn't enough. There's Graham Souness taking it in good spirit, although inside, no doubt, full of disappointment. These Rangers fans remaining still not seeing the end of the cup as they hoped and expected. But the presentation now for Celtic. Players being waved up by the captain, Roy Aitken. So here come the Celtic players being grouped there as Tommy Burns and Peter Grant salute their fans at the far corner of the field. Brian Scott goes to retrieve them. They've got to go and get their winners' medals. Tommy Burns bowing before the adoring Celtic fans. Billy McNeill will enjoy this to the full. You can be sure of that with his number 2, Tommy Craig, who's been so influential in putting the Celtic team together with Billy McNeill. So here the smiling figure of Roy Aitken. What a contrast now as Roy Aitken goes up to collect the Scottish Cup. The adulation of the Celtic fans. The chairman, Jack McGinn, leans across to have a word with his captain. And a smile of contentment there for Billy McNeill as the Celtic players pass the cup down the line. Chris Morris there. Will it be his last match for Celtic? Paul McStay, such a fine player on this big occasion. Mike McCarthy also, tower of strength in defence. There's a moment for young Steve Fulton to remember. He wasn't on the field, but he's substitute. There are the Celtic fans. So it goes right down the line. Billy Stark with the goal scorer. There he is, Joe Miller. He scored in 41 minutes. Peter Grant holding the couple off. Then it's with Tommy Burns. Time for a thought for Gary Stevens, who made the mistake for Joe Miller's goal. So it's Celtic who won the cup. We're taking a short break now. We'll be right back, so don't go away. We'll be back in just a moment.
Your goal was the difference between the two sides. How did you see it?
It was just a break of the ball. I seen a slight pass back, just nipped in, put it by. Chris Woods.
Were you always confident today, Joe, that Celtic could do it? Because during the week, everyone seemed to be quietly confident at the training camp.
Well, I was that confident. I put a wee bet on with myself at 10-1. My first one to score. It's came up.
Congratulations. How much do you win?
I don't know, but there's 25 quid on it anyway.
Joe, your performance was something McCarthy, and it has earned you the Mr. Superbit title today, which has been brought in now. You certainly deserve it. Joe Miller, congratulations. Mick McCarthy, one of the tightest Scottish Cup finals in years. What was it like to play in?
It was a difficult game. I mean, it always was going to be a hard game, a hard-fought battle with Rangers. As you said, it's one of the tightest ones. We kept a clean sheet, and we're delighted with that because we've let a lot of goals in this season, as everybody kept telling us. And I think we proved the point today.
In the dying moments, Mick, Rangers were pressing hard, but Celtic, to be fair, could have scored another.
Yeah, I mean, they had to press hard. They got Butcher, they got Goff up front. I think they got nearly everybody up front, so they got to make a few chances. As you said, we could have had another goal, but we got the one that mattered. That's the main thing.
How important is this trophy for Celtic, Mick, in the light of the fact that you hadn't won anything until before today?
I think if you take a look at all the happy faces behind you, you'll realise how important it is to them. To us, it was essential. I mean, it would have been a failure this season had we not won it, and I think we did it and did it in style today.
Mick, I don't know if now's the time, but what's the future for you? Do you hope to pledge your future to Celtic?
As I said before the cup final, I wanted to get the cup final out of the way. There was a lot of speculation before the final. I don't know too much about it. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I love playing for Celtic, and I've 2 medals now in 2 years. And if I stay at Celtic, I'll be more than delighted.
Mick, congratulations.